The combination of national games and having a national impact and influence are key elements of this collaboration and do help create a degree of certainty in an environment that has become increasingly unstable. We recognize that there is still work to be done and decisions to be made regarding future scheduling frameworks. We are grateful to the 11 members of our athletic director subcommittee who will focus on the specific areas of scheduling for consideration. On behalf of the ACC, we are truly honored to be an enthusiastic member of this alliance.
What up, what up, what up? It's the bros. We back for another video with y'all, man. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button for us, please. Y'all see them boys chunking up the deuces, man. We got a good one for y'all, man. I got my boy with me, Billy. I got JT. I don't know why he cold. He ain't his names. I don't know what he throwing up. Rada. Then we got Jordan over there, man. Why are you doing this? This is no.
Ice trade.
That is a topic for another day. But the topic today is, all right, so news around college football fans, much like myself, live, breathe, eat, sleep, die, college football. Big news been handed around, man. You know, my nearest dear Hook'em. They're trying to leave the Big 12. They're trying to leave bigger and better things in the SEC. It's not happening immediately, but it's happening within the next 2 to 3 years. By 2025, if I'm correct, they will be leaving the Big 12, leaving the Big 12 like stranded, essentially. But since that news has broke out earlier this year, of course, all these other conferences are paying attention. We got the HBCUs, we got the other FCS D1 schools. Then, of course, we got the other major conferences being ACC, Big 10, and Pac-12, all coming together to form an alliance, essentially saying two big things. One, they're not going to reach in each other's conferences and take each other's teams or players, such as how the SEC has reached into the Big 12. And two, scheduling, they are agreeing to play each other's teams at least once or twice during a regular season. Now, I'm not sure how fast this is going to take into effect. And of course, if anybody knows, they haven't officially signed anything, but the three commissioners have come out and publicly stated these things. So, with that being said, Billy, I'm going to ask you two questions. The first one being, what does this mean for college football? And two, will it make a difference for, i.e., say, like the Pac-12? Because we both know that the Pac-12, outside of Oregon, the very first year in the CFP, and Washington literally getting thrashed by Alabama, the Pac-12 has been non-existent in the CFP, and they're trying to get back in the spotlight. So one can say this alliance really benefits them. What say you?
Okay. First, SEC is they're just trying to take over everything. Like, man, this is really, it's when you broke it down, it's really like changing college football. Like, even from top to bottom.
Yeah.
First, like, and then would you say Pac-12 they needed this alliance out of everybody, because like you said, with them two gone, nobody's gonna pay attention now. Everybody's paying attention to the SEC, and they just made one of the biggest power moves I've ever seen. And it's changing everything.
I mean, if you
I'm gonna pass it on to somebody else.
If you really think about it, the ACC, they low-key didn't need this, because Clemson is Clemson. They have themselves a name, but given that conference, if Clemson loses one game, that hurts, because the conference is not good. Let's be real. The ACC is not like top tier. The Big 10, they kind of have more of a say, so I'm not gonna lie. Ohio State, we know who they are. Wisconsin, Northwestern has been making a push lately. Their teams have been getting better year after year after year. But I feel like you agree. The team that probably needed this alliance the most was the Pac-12, bro. Like whenever they touch the field with the big dogs in the top four, it's over with. So I don't really know what's left for them. Jordan, no, JT, you have something for us. What's up?
The effect with this move is it's just gonna make it hard on a lot of schools, like recruiting. if you want to go pro, you got to try and go to these schools and play the comp because playing comp could get you exposure. But when you go to the
Wow.
it's gonna be a what if, like if I go here, what if this happens? It's gonna be a lot of toss up in the air. And that stuff right there is gonna hurt the school, hurt the program. It may bring some schools who ain't like powerhouses in football may bring like they budget down, so they might have to drop drop from D. I'm not saying they will, but could possibly in the future drop from D1 to D2 because of the athletic program.
Yeah, especially like them group of fives and stuff, and probably HBCU. That's true.
Like it's a lot more.
You can think about it like that.
In the long term, this is a long term move in the short term span because it's good because it's also the way used as well. So it's either go to a powerhouse and get better looks, or go to HBCU possibly get better looks. So a lot of them schools, like I said, when them big powerhouses leaving them conferences to go into the other ones, they overpowering over here. No one's gonna be looking at them. ESPN not gonna look at them. Power Rankings not gonna look at them. TV exposure. So it's gonna be a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
I think the biggest thing you said was it's gonna impact not only we all know it's gonna impact the decision on the college football playoff possibly expanding. The next biggest thing is recruiting, bro. Especially with this UIL stuff. I mean, this new like ruling, these players are being able to make money. They're not trying to go to no small school. They're trying to go to a big school and get their name out there. We all know this. So that impacts recruiting. These conferences moving, making alliance, that impacts recruiting. If winning didn't already tell you, like, oh, the SEC's been winning 4 out of the last 7 college football playoffs, I'm going somewhere in the SEC. That's what these recruits are saying, bro. It may not necessarily be Alabama, but they're like, yo, this conference is dominating the entire NCAA, bro. I should be playing in this conference. Jordan, what say you, man? Like, what does this alliance mean for? I would say the top dogs in the Pac-12, ACC, and Big Ten, but what does this mean for like the teams that are like right up under the cups? Like how I mentioned, like Northwestern in the Big Ten. Like what happens with these 3 teams trying to form an alliance? Like what are they trying to say?
Now that I think about it, and after hearing y'all talk, you hit it right on the money of what I was thinking. This ain't nothing. This is deeper than the SEC. This is the exposure for the longevity of the college football playoffs to expand it, because like that 18 thing that they're doing, like the 14 thing they're doing is that's not going to correlate, especially if all 3 teams. Like that's a lot of exposure. Like you got teams like Oregon, Stanford, Washington, Northwestern, Ohio State, Penn State,
Penn State,
Carolina's coming up in the ACC.
Carolina, Pittsburgh, Clemson, Notre Dame. Like it's a lot of exposure to all these things. So it's like this ain't nothing but longevity. Now,
I didn't even think about Notre Dame.
Now on the flip side to that, that's going to take away from the other conferences like the Big 12.
Yeah.
Like who else is a Power 5? That the AAC, like other conferences like that. Like that's gonna take a lot of exposure off of them because of those big brand names that's already known in college football. So it's like, me personally, I see the idea that they're going with it. I just don't agree with it, at least not right now.
But I'm gonna throw this out there, bro.
Go ahead.
Another thing for this move, like as y'all said, extend that college football playoffs. They trying to make not only they bread, but they also trying to. They know March Madness is growing as a brand too, so they still trying to compete with them, even though college football is more known. College basketball playoffs been getting more exposure over the years and growing, especially with the UIL rules and everything. So students are more likely to go to college now. So this is like, as I said, it's a small move, but long term, it's a long-term move as well. So they're trying to they're trying to compete with that March Madness, because people don't really watch basketball till March Madness, but the viewership.
March Madness is when everything jumps off.
Yeah, nobody's watching college basketball till March Madness, bro.
And with them taking UT and Oklahoma from the Big 12, you still gonna have teams that's like Baylor. You're still gonna have teams that's like Iowa State. You're still gonna have teams like Oklahoma State. Like it's gonna be like, where are you gonna go with those teams? Where are you gonna put those teams? What conference you gonna go? Unless y'all just gonna keep it like that and just keep it rolling.
I'm glad you said that because that's a really big question with these four conferences. It's looking at the Big 12 like what happens to the Big 12, bro? Like we know people who watch college football know Baylor, they've been up and coming. Iowa State, definitely up and coming. Like we've seen these teams ball. Like Iowa State was literally right there with Oklahoma. Even though Oklahoma has literally been dogging the Big 12 for like the dawn of time. Like Oklahoma has just been owning it. Like we know this is factual.
Like y'all just think about this, bro. UT versus Bama.
Right.
OU versus Georgia. UT versus Florida. OU versus Alabama. Like
I mean,
LSU. Like it's that's a lot of
it sound good.
That sounds
It sounds
like money.
all it is,
Oh,
JP.
that sound
That's all it is,
amazing.
JP. That is all it is. JP.
You know people go tune in for that immediately. Like, oh, what?
Man, look, it's a big money grab. We all know this. It's a big exposure thing. If anybody, my friend group knows me more than anybody in the world. Y'all finna know this too. I'm a big advocate of if y'all don't like them, beat them. Like Bama has been, we all know Bama who Bama is.
Yeah.
Like if you don't like it, beat them. But now with the SEC doing this, it feels like I kind of see this unfair thing, bro. Like think about these like other schools. Like I know 4 teams. Like there are every year since the playoff has come out, there's usually somebody in that like 5 to 8 range who could have been in that 4 spot, who could actually still compete. I'm not saying everybody can. Everybody can. Like there's LSU team. Nobody was beating that team. Nobody was beating it. This past Alabama team, nobody was beating it. Nobody. Clemson absolutely thrashed Alabama that one year. Holy moly.
Yeah, I remember. I knew that.
Ohio State thrashed Oregon in the first college football play. Like these certain teams, you just can't match with them. But for like the sake of the NCAA, it would bring in so much fan like engagement if you expand these playoffs to at least 8, maybe 12. Because we all know, just like the NFL, there are like 2 or 3 teams who are legit. Like there are Super Bowl contenders, and then there's like undeniable Super Bowl. Nobody's denying that the Chiefs are odds-on favorites to go to Super Bowl. Nobody's denying the Buccaneers are odds-on favorite to go to the Super Bowl too. But unlike the NFL, the NCAA it's the same teams. Now I've been an advocate of if you don't like it, beat them. But now it's like just gonna get worse if they don't expand these playoffs, and if the NCAA don't get a crack on this, because the SEC doing their own thing. These 3 conferences, the Pac-12, Big 10, ACC, they their own thing now. And then the Big 12 is just going to be sitting there looking like sitting ducks. And then you got these lower other conferences like the MAC, NWC, AAC. They're sitting there in the group of 5 like, yo, we can't compete.
What do we do?
We can't compete. We're going to lose all our recruits. We're going to lose all our television coverage. We're probably never going to make the playoffs. If we lose 1 game, we don't have a chance. Alabama can lose 2 and still probably make the playoffs.
That is true.
We really hope y'all enjoyed the video today. For more content and notifications, please make sure and hit that subscribe button. See y'all later, man.